Alright everyone, I'm going to show you how to do the Joe Bonamassa Bypass Mod. On his Crybaby, there's a toggle switch that goes between true bypass and standard bypass. Your input signal is under load in standard bypass, which takes a little bit of treble off your signal. To do this mod, all we need is an on-on switch or an on-off switch, so we can connect and disconnect our input signals. But before we do that, it has to be true bypass. So I'm going to do that quickly before we do the Joe Bonamassa mod. First thing we're going to do is unsolder and remove the original switch. Next, we're going to get our true bypass switch and solder a jumper wire on the bottom outer lugs. Then we're going to solder our purple wire to the right center lug. Alright, yours should look like that. Next, we're going to solder our green wire to the left center lug. Alright, yours should look like that. Next, we're going to solder our two blue wires to the top right lug. Alright, yours should look something like that. Next, we're going to take a 6-inch wire and solder it to the left top lug. Okay, yours should look something like that. Next, we're going to take the ribbon out and remove the circuit board. And what we're going to do is we're going to break the trace between our input signal and the buffer. That trace is right here. In between there is a trace. We're going to break that either with a flathead screwdriver or a razor or both. Either way, we're going to have to dig all that out so there's no more continuity. Alright, as you can see, I dug that space out in between, and now those two are not touching. The wire we soldered on the switch is going to get soldered onto that trace right there. Alright. So the wire is now soldered to that trace on the bottom right there. Put it back together. Now your Crybaby is true bypass. Now to do the Joe Bonamassa mod is very easy. We're going to get our on-off switch or our on-on switch and solder two wires, one to the center and one on the bottom. One wire is going to go on the middle left lug, our input, and the other one's going to go on the top left lug where we put our new wire. Alright, now we have a toggle switch that's going to either disconnect or connect our input signals. So when it's in true bypass mode and the switch is off, there's no load on your input signal. And when you flip the switch and the pedal's off, your input signal is still going to be touching the pedal in the inside, and that's going to cause load, which will take some of your treble out. So let's hear the difference between bypass and true bypass. Thanks for watching. I have 2 other videos that shows you how to fully modify a Crybaby or Vox wah. This one has the buffer removed, true bypass with on-off LEDs, control knobs for the sweep, mid-range, volume, and gain. Underneath the footboard, there's a 3-way toggle that goes between vintage mode, Hendrix mode, and thick mode.